Wow, wow, wow. Happy June 18th, Tuesday. I'm Kyle Kittleson, the host at MedCircle, and my trusty sidekick. This is Spire. She's a macaw. She's my new partner here. Spire will be joining us in a few of these live videos that we do, occasionally on YouTube. If you're brand new to MedCircle is your one-stop shop on YouTube for all things mental health and psychology. I have the luxury and pleasure of interviewing the best psychologists, psychiatrists, and mental health experts in the world right here on the YouTube channel. So if you've not subscribed, you can do that now. Is anyone out there sober? Everybody I know drinks. I don't think I have a friend who what if that was it? I don't think I have a friend. I don't think I have a friend who doesn't drink. No, that's not true. I have actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I have multiple friends that are sober, but it is not the norm. Certainly not the norm in my life. And over the last, I would say 2 years or so, I have started to identify with this term sober curious. Have any of you heard of this term sober curious? Spire. Oops, sorry. Knocked my mic over. And it's just exactly what it sounds like. It's just, yeah, I drink, but I'm curious to see what it would be like to have an extended period of sobriety. I think I started drinking in college. And so that was when I was, I got into college when I was 18, 19. And I haven't gone longer than a couple of months without a drink since, and I'm 38 years old. And when I put it in perspective like that, I think, why am I even doing that? Honey, can you just sometimes when I talk, she gets excited and then she's like, "Oh, great, we're gonna play." Um, talking about my bird. But why am I drinking at all? I enjoy it. It's fun. It makes dinners more enjoyable. There is a social lubricant component to it. But when I start to think about what I want out of my life, the successes I want to have, the things I want to do, the health I want to have, all of the sudden, I start to question why I'm even drinking in the first place. And I want to pull up the chat here. We're live on YouTube and we're also live on Instagram. I don't know how to pull up the chat, though. I thought it was going to be up here on my screen. Of course, I have no one to help me. Here we go. Mike says, check out the movie The Lost Weekend. Somebody else says it's a subconscious self-medicating or habitual self-medicating habit. Probably. But it's not in line with my goals. And that is where I come to odds with drinking, is that it's not in line with my goals. If I say my goal is to be healthy, well then drinking goes in the face of that goal. If my goal is to sleep better and prioritize sleep, well, drinking goes in the face of that as well. And I know all this, but I still drink. I just came off an 8-day cruise. And by the way, are there any cruisers listening to this? I have been on 2 cruises in the last year. Hey, when people call me while I'm working, don't you know? I've been on 2 cruises in under a year. And I love them. Oh my gosh, they check like all of my buckets, there's not a lot of moving. Because you're on a boat. You can be on that side of the boat or you can be on this side of the boat. I love that. There's plenty of places to sit down. Oof, sitting is my absolute favorite. And then people bring you food and drinks. I don't understand why not everyone is obsessed with cruising. But anyway, I go on this cruise. Of course I drink. I was on vacation. I was with friends. We were having a great time. And so I have continued my behavior of drinking, even though I know it's in contradiction to my goals. But drinking isn't the only thing that I do that's in contradiction to my goals. I certainly will stay up late. I, at this very moment, have a Starbucks order coming to my house, and I'm getting a caramel macchiato with coconut milk. I'm sure that's not the healthiest thing I could have this morning, you know? Excuse you. Look at this bird, you guys. Spire. She just wants to play. I thought she would just sit on my shoulder and just be a nice little companion, but she's like, no, we're playing. Okay, well, go play. Go play, honey. So there are plenty of things I do in my life that aren't in contradiction to my goals, and drinking just happens to be one of them. But more and more, I start to think I should practice sobriety. In fact, not even in preparation for this live stream, last night I thought, okay, Kyle, you're 38 and you're fresh 38. My birthday was 2 months ago. You got 22 months before your 40th birthday. What if you were just sober for the next 22 months? What if I just had this long period of my life? I think 22 months is a long time, especially considering I haven't been sober for more than a month or two since college. Do 22 months of sobriety and just see how you do. See how it works. I haven't committed to that yet, but it's definitely something I think about. There is something, I don't remember who told me this. It might have been my dad, but he goes, nobody doesn't drink and regrets it. Nobody's like, you know what I wish I would have done last night is had a drink. You know, most people are better off, if not everybody's better off not drinking. You guys got to see this bird. I got to move the mic. Look at this cute little baby. Yeah, my little baby bird. And another friend of mine who is sober, I told her, I said, look, I'm pretty sober curious at the moment. She goes, just do it. Just go sober. I go, really? She goes, yeah, just do it. She goes, and here's why, Kyle. If you go sober and you don't like it, you can always go have a drink. I go, yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. But I still haven't done it. I really think the reason I haven't done it is because I skew more introverted than extroverted. And if I had to go to like a big party or group dinner or something, especially if I didn't know very many people, and I was ordering club soda with a lime. Okay, Spire, you're just being distracting now. You were supposed to add value, but now you're just being distracting. Please hold, everyone. That would cause anxiety for me because it's so much easier. It's just the truth. It's just easier for me and millions of other people to be in social situations with a little bit of a social lubricant. And so, sorry for the noise, you guys. I want to read some comments here. Jackie has been sober since 1987. 37 years, Jackie. A lot of the people, though, and this is a differentiation. I'm not saying this is you, Jackie, but a lot of the people I know who are sober, not all of them. I only know a few sober people, like I mentioned, but most of them are sober because alcohol was adding negative experiences to their life. I don't know if alcohol is adding that many negative experiences to my life to the point where I feel like I need to give it up. Negative experiences would be I don't sleep as good, it's expensive, I have Crohn's disease. I know it's not good for Crohn's. Like, I love a martini, but I know it impacts my Crohn's. So there are those benefits, but it's not as though I don't feel like I don't have control over it. I've never had that feeling. And so I think that's the difference that I'm coming to terms with is that there's a camp who are sober because they feel like when they're using alcohol, they've lost the control and there are too many negative consequences to that use. And then there are people who are sober are sober because it's another good thing that they can do for their life. It's like people who don't drink soda. Good for you. I love Diet Coke. Okay. I love Diet Coke. I don't think I'll ever give it up completely, but I don't drink it as much as I used to. But um, it's just a better choice. Okay, now I want to go back to the comments here. Oz says I barely drink due to health issues and work. I wonder, Oz, what about work? Jackie says attending an AA meeting could be an inspiration, and I've thought about that too. What is your opinion though of somebody going? Is AA for anybody who's curious to stop drinking, or is AA for those who are more ready to stop drinking? Because, like I said, I'm just a sober, curious person. I'm not coming in saying, here's my next step. Kate says, Kyle, it's completely easy to stop. No fanfare, no AA woo-woo. No one truly notices what you're drinking. Your skin will look better. Getting up in the morning is easier. I know, Kate. I know all of that. I don't think anyone else cares. I care. I care. LS says, kudos to you if you don't have an addictive personality. I don't know if I do or don't. Sometimes I think I do, but maybe I don't. Oz says because of work, no, I'm a bus driver, no alcohol. But does that mean you can't drink at all? Obviously, you can't drink and drive. But what about just drinking after a shift? Are bus drivers not allowed to drink alcohol at all? This is a new world for me. TK says, what are your thoughts and advice on getting sober from marijuana? I don't know. I think it's, for me, I just put them all in the same camp, rather, regardless if that's right or wrong. I think there's beauty in sobriety. The times I've been sober, there's been this part of the sobriety that was very intoxicating. The irony, especially those first few weeks, where it's almost like you're experiencing life through a new lens. Because let's see, what do I have on my schedule today or this week? Okay, so Friday I'm going out of town. I'm going to go visit my family. Everyone in my family drinks. If I was sober, I would show up to my family's get together on Friday and I wouldn't drink. And that would be a brand new experience for me to be around all these people who I love, my family, excuse me, and not drink, because you get to see all of them, experience all of them, laugh with all of them, but purely from a 100% clear-headed space. There's nothing else coming into the fold. You guys have heard of dry January, I'm assuming. Years ago, I did dry January, and I abstained from alcohol, and I did it for 30 days. And then after that was finished, I went on February 1st, and I thought, okay, I'll have a beer. So I get home and I have my beer, and I drink about 2 sips of it, and I go, oh, I can't drink this, and I throw it away. I go, that was weird, whatever. Well, the next day, I go, well, I'll try a beer again. I couldn't do it. Then later that week, I go out to dinner. Everyone orders margaritas. I get a margarita. Couldn't do it. Almost that entire year, I couldn't drink. It's like my body, after 30 days, had come to the conclusion that we reject alcohol. We don't like it. We don't want it. We don't crave it. And for a year, I more or less was sober. I wasn't. I was trying to drink, but my body didn't want me to. I didn't want to, but I was like, no, let me. I don't give up. You know what I mean? Um, so when the next year rolled around, I thought, well, let's apply this to all the other stuff I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to eat sugar. I don't want to abuse caffeine, whatever. So I abstained from alcohol, sugar, caffeine for 30 days. Now, when I say abstain from sugar, obviously I ate sugar. I still ate bread, I ate fruit, I ate sugar, but I didn't eat candy, I didn't eat desserts, I was very conscious of my sugar intake. And let me tell you this, after 30 days, the the caffeine was I felt as miserable on day 30 as I did on day 1 regarding the caffeine. That my body never corrected itself. It always wanted caffeine. And on February 1st, I drank caffeine. I mean, I couldn't stop. So I have experimented with all sorts of sobriety and all sorts of diet modifications. And the only one that really makes me feel better is when I cut out alcohol. And I just sit here and think, then why not do it all the time? Why not do it? I don't know what about it, why I wouldn't commit. I think part of it is if I commit to 22 months of sobriety and I fail, then I will have broken a commitment to myself, and I hate doing that. I try not to make commitments to myself that I am almost 100% certain I can keep. I want to make sure that I can keep the commitments to myself. Avo Squirrel, you said you joined late, but this guy's brain works different than mine. Tell me what you mean by that. LS says getting and staying sober is a choice you have to make every day. Yeah. When I met my first sober friend, this was years ago, he told me something you guys have probably already heard because I've heard it many times since, but it was the first time I heard that I said, because we were in our 20s, and I go, how do you know that you're going to be sober for the rest of your life? And he goes, well, I don't know I'm going to be sober for the rest of my life, but I know I'll be sober for the rest of today. And that day by day attitude is really great. I don't feel like that for alcohol. I mean, I haven't had a drink since I got back from my cruise. I'm trying to think if I had a drink or not. That is not. I don't have that type of relationship with alcohol. Essentially, it's just where do you draw the line for me? Where do I draw the line for my health? Because I'm having a caramel macchiato right after this live stream. I know it's not good for me, but I want it. I'm going to drink a Diet Coke on the plane on Friday because I love Diet Coke, especially on a plane. And that's not good for me, but I want it. And I'm probably going to have a glass of wine on Friday. And I know that's not good for me, but I want it. So it's just a matter of where that line is. And I think for me, it's something I'm still exploring and trying to figure out. And I can hear and as I say these random thoughts, this stream of consciousness, I get insights from the MedCircle doctors because I've been interviewing them for 7 years. And after you've interviewed so many people, but a lot of the same people, and on the same topic, mental health, psychology, you start to learn, you start to be able to anticipate their answers. And so often during my day and often during this live stream, I've thought, well, this is what Dr. Judy would say, or this is what Dr. Ramani would say, or this is what Dr. Lamb would say, etc. And I hear two things from them is, why do you have this hesitation towards sobriety? Exploring that question. Isn't why always the big question? That's always the big question. And then two, I think coming at it compassionately and curiously rather than judgmentally, which I have a tendency to do. I think we all do. Because the narrative in my brain is Kyle, just suck it up, go sober, don't drink. You know it's the right thing to do. You know it's good for you. If you were tougher, if you were stronger, you would be sober, but you're not. You go through all those intrusive thoughts, that rigmarole. Instead of just being compassionate and curious, the compassion could be like, hey, congratulations for even thinking about going sober. Curious could be, well, maybe it's not complete sobriety, but maybe we really dial back the drinking and we drink on only special occasions, or we drink under whatever circumstances that you want to paint out. Dom's love of music says, I stopped for an entire year, then went to Paris and thought, well, I can't not drink wine while in Paris. So disappointed in myself. Why did I do that? Wow. So you are disappointed. See, I hear that and I think, yeah, you're in Paris. Why don't you want to drink wine? You know? I think that's the way to do it. But you're disappointed. I get it. And you think, why did I do that? Dries says sobriety is a daily battle. Avos also says that they were dual diagnosed as a kid, put on benzos, have struggled with heroin, meth, alcohol, kicked out of rehab by 16, and now is 24 years off everything. Woo! Congratulations. That's got to feel so good. And I don't even mean, are you kidding? Are we back? Sorry, I lost you guys. My whole screen went blank. I think we're live still. Josh, can you confirm? That's got to feel so good to not just be sober and experience all the physical benefits, but to tell yourself, I've been sober for 24 years. I did that. I did that for 24 years. That's so good. Boogie Jones says, I've been sober 2 years. Feels better. You don't really need to sell it. Just feel better more days. That Boogie, that's it, right? It's like, do you want to feel more better? That's what my grandfather would say. That's more better. You want to feel better? Then don't drink. Don't drink. You'll feel better. It is something that I feel very blessed to be able to share it on a platform like this. I feel a little vulnerable right now because I'm not coming on with a big script or an agenda or trying to like do anything. I'm trying to just speak more as just a live stream and speak. Oh, there you go, honey. And speak, accurately, honestly, about how I feel about this. But I do think that one day, and maybe that day is very soon, I will be having a long, sustained period of sobriety. And I don't know when that period will come, but I do feel that coming down the line. It's stronger now than it's ever been. And I think, too, one of the indications of that is I am naturally just drinking less. Last year, I think I drank more than I ever had because I was socializing more. And there is a correlation for me between socialization and drinking. Now that is kind of past, I'm still socializing, but I'm just drinking less. There are days where I do go socialize and I don't drink at all. Because you know what is just as awesome as a glass of Sauvignon Blanc is a glass of club soda with a lime. I love that just as much, So there are alternatives. Avo Squirrel says, I heard the saying, you are done when you are done. I know. And finally, as says, thinking of the consequences of too much alcohol should help with maintaining sobriety. For example, loss of a partner, kids, family. I've never gotten to that point where I'm drinking so much I feel like I have my job's in jeopardy, or my family or relationships are in jeopardy, or even my health is in jeopardy. It's simply just in contradiction to what I say I want. It's like if I said I value healthy lungs and then I smoke cigarettes every day. It's they are in conflict with one another. And so when I say I want to take care of my Crohn's and I want to get better sleep and I want to feel good and I want to be alert and clear-headed and achieve my goals and set myself up for success, well, then that should not include drinking, in my opinion. I'm going to keep thinking about this today. Maybe you guys will too. We'll keep this video live for a little bit. I don't know if we're going to keep it up on the YouTube channel forever, but we'll keep it up for a little bit. And if you have any experiences that you would like to share with sobriety, I would love to hear it. Leave it in the comment section, especially because this title is likely to attract people who are also interested in sobriety or considering sobriety, or maybe they already are in sobriety. I think we can generate a lot of quick motivational tips or insights in the comments section. So I look forward to that. Thank you guys for listening to this. It always amazes me that I can click a button and people show up to listen to me. I don't even know if I deserve it, but I appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. We have more videos coming on the MedCircle platform right here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Remember, whatever you're going through. Wait, let me get Spire. Spire. Whatever you're going through, you got this. All right. See you guys later.